Nobody who watched All in the Family could have ever predicted that the meathead was destined to be one of American cinema's poet laureates. But everyone could predict that Donald Trump would be able to piss on that legacy by saying something stupid, inappropriate, and of course, self aggrandizing. I'm going to show Trump's totally deranged and hateful rant about a man who spent his life trying to make the world a better place, both through the cinema and with his own political activism. So hit our subscribe button so that we can continue to bring you the kind of media content and analysis that Rob Reiner stood for. The tragic death of Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle is another in a long list of families who struggle with mental illness in a country with a broken mental health care system. Americans received the news already reeling from the shock of a mass shooting at Brown University and another one in Australia. If ever there was a time for collective reflection and healing, it's now. But instead, the President of the United States decided it was an appropriate time to denigrate the memory of a person who spent his career bringing laughter, joy, love, and compelling drama into American culture with one express goal in mind: to help create the city on a hill. That was his dream, that was his vision, and so he pushed back hard on others who worked against that vision. Here is Reiner reflecting on our current situation.
It's going to take a long time to rebuild the shining city on the hill, the beacon to the rest of the world. You go to outside of our country, and I've been out in the UK and other places, they don't know what the hell's happening in America. They don't understand what's happening. This used to be the place that welcomed immigrants, that welcomed people, and it was our strength. The diversity was our strength. And now it's looked upon as people are being thrown out of the country without due process. It's nightmarish what's happening in America, and hopefully people will be able to see that.
And so it's not very hard to imagine why Trump would be in a jealous rage over Rob Reiner. The raw intelligence and the creative genius of Reiner was so far past the abilities of Trump that you can't even compare the two. Reiner tried to make the world a more beautiful place with nostalgic views of innocence lost, like Stand By Me, by telling the simple story of a grandfather's love for his grandson through the complicated vehicle of a rollicking fantasy parody of swashbuckling romance in The Princess Bride. Just think about that for 2 seconds. The most hardcore, deluded, Trump is going to make my life better, MAGA troll has to admit that Trump doesn't possess a bone in his body that could ever bring that kind of productive creativity and beauty into the world. And so, full of rage, jealousy, and that constant gnawing sense of inadequacy, Trump took to social media to write this about Rob Reiner's tragic death. A very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away, together with his wife Michelle, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, sometimes referred to as TDS. He was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession of President Donald J. Trump, with his obvious paranoia reaching new heights as the Trump administration surpassed all goals and expectations of greatness, and with the golden age of America upon us, perhaps like never before. May Rob and Michelle rest in peace. Yes, I'm going to give you a moment to pick your jaw up off the floor. The sheer and utter stupidity of this demented and tortured mind is more than a cry for help. It's a cry for the 25th Amendment. Reportedly due to the anger he caused, good for you, Trump. That's 2 inaccurate reports in a row of tragic murders. First, it was misinforming America that the Brown shooter was in custody, and now it's completely lying about the cause of Reiner's death. The pathological narcissism, the complete and utter lack of empathy we've all caustically gotten used to. But that ravenous need to put himself above all others in times of national tragedy needs to be seen for what it is: proof that this pathetic shell of a man is fundamentally unable to lead this country. We can do better. We have done better.
As you wish.
I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. You'll not only help out our channel, you'll be taking concrete action and helping get rid of Trump and the MAGA movement who ushered him in.